going to be doing a full service on it today. Oil filter, fuel filter, pollen filter, air filter. So I have done a video on the oil change before, but there's a few added bits on this one which will probably make it a bit easier. So the bits I've brought, well, I got a picture of all this, but I've also got a new sump nut, which is what I should have added last time. And also there's a little drain pipe under the housing. This is ideally what you should do. A little bit of cardboard under that pipe, like that. It just saves a bit of mess. Right then, I'll get on with it. I have cracked all the bolts already, so it's a lot quicker. And the engine's warm. You don't want it hot, but as you can see I can touch the oil, but it is quite warm. It's not burning, but... So go for a drive and then leave it to cool for 20 minutes, half an hour. And what I'd do is I'd leave the sump nut like this, don't pull it all the way out, otherwise it just makes a lot more mess. Just leave it to drain like that for a while, and while it's draining like that, go and change the air filter or something, which we'll do now. Right, the air filter. I've removed the torx here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 torques to remove. This yellow tab, pull that yellow tab back, press it in and pull it off there. Get a pick tool. It's going to be awkward with one hand, but put the pick tool in there and lift the tab, and it should, yeah, it pops the cable tie off. Take these screws out. I'll put the sizes in the description of everything you need. This is a T25 torx on these. Once you've took all the bolts out and the cable tie off, this hinges back on itself there. So hinge it back and it lifts up. Pull out this filter, and that's quite bad. As you can see, that should be... I'll get the new one now so you can compare, you can see the difference. This one's quite bad. Well, you can see the difference. That's what it should be, and that's what it is. So what I'm going to do is get the vacuum all these bits out of here, because you really don't want them in there. I vacuumed it out now, so it's ready for this filter. I only use the Bosch filters. I use good filters, I don't use the cheap crap. There's no point. That's that in, and then it's just refit it. That's the lid on. All this then, just push it back together, tighten the clamp there. It's a 7mm. Clip that back into there. Push the tab in. Push that yellow tab back in. That's on. So tighten that, tighten all the bolts up, and that's the air filter done. Right then, we'll get on with the fuel filter. While the oil's draining, we're going to do the fuel filter. Might as well get on with another job. That's the part number on this. Like I said before, I only use Bosch filters. So for the fuel filter housing, flathead screwdriver and a 36mm socket is what you need. You get the flathead screwdriver, give it a clean as well. Use a bit of contact cleaner, like brake cleaner or something. You need to drain it first. Just unscrew this. This is the way as well. You undo this and you can drain out water and crap. Sometimes water collects in the bottom and dirt. Leave that to drain. While the fuel filter and the oil's draining, we'll get on under the pollen filter. The pollen filter is located behind your glove box. So you've got 1, 2, 3. I've never actually changed a pollen filter in this before, so I don't know what to expect behind here. Never done it. Pull this side piece open, and then there's one more screw down the bottom. Unclip that. There's the pollen filter. Before you take it out, just double check which way the airflow is. Obviously it's that way, so when you refit the new one, refit it with that way. This looks quite bad, to be honest. Yeah, that is really bad. You can see the difference. Yeah, just put this back in, make sure it's clean. Put this back in the same way with the airflow. See, airflow down. Clip it back up. That's the pollen filter done. Back under the car again now. Just check this. As you can see, it's just a slow drip. So we'll remove the sump nut now, the rest of the way. Yeah, see? It's less messy. Before refitting the new sump plug, just make sure it's the same. This is identical. Next thing you want to do on the sump plug, torque wrench. It's 25 Newton meters. The diesel's finished draining now, so I've already cracked it. Just let it drain off. You don't want to get covered in it. You probably get a bit of a gush after you pull it out. There is also a bleeding process after this once you've refitted everything, but I'll show you that after. You got to purge it, get the air out of the system. There's also a rubber seal you need to take off here. You need to replace this. Before you pull this out, just check which way it goes. There's little tabs at the bottom. It's just round at the top. If you compare it to this one, you gotta be careful you don't get this dirty. Yeah, see? So it'll go back in that way. It clips in that way. Right, I've pulled the old one off. Do not get this dirty. Keep this clean. You don't want any crap getting in there. There's clips on this there, look. Just fit in there. Push. That's it. It's clicked into place. Just make sure it's clicked into place. I'll refit the new seal now. Screw this back in. This has to be torqued 25 Newton meters. It does say on there. And refit this drain plug. In my last oil change video, I didn't put this in, which I should have really, but you just put a piece of card there. Now I've refitted the sump plug and everything. Get the oil filter housing off, which is, one second, oil filter housing is there, and at the very bottom, if you can see it by my finger there, I think it's a bit dark, there's a little tiny pipe. As soon as you start to undo the housing, that drains oil from there, so just direct it the best you can into a bucket. Just before the housing comes off, it'll start to drain at the little pipe underneath. It's pretty much finished draining now, so we'll take the housing off. Just get yourself a tin ready and a rag, because you will still have oil in there. Let's take it off now. I don't know if I can do this on the video. I'll try. Just pull it out. There's also a seal right there. Get a little pick tool, pull the old seal out, replace it with a new seal. And with your new filter then, just clip it in. But oil, put a bit of clean oil on all these seals. Put a bit on that seal, a bit on that seal, and put some oil on this seal. Clean oil though. And then refit it all. And this has to be torqued back up to, this is also 25 Newton meters. I'll get it all refitted now. That's the oil filter back on and all torqued up. So basically I'm ready now to refill the oil. I don't know if you've watched my other videos, but there was a power steering pipe that I changed, which is in there. But I didn't buy these clips, so I've just used cable ties I did. But I got these on eBay, only a couple of quid for a pack of 10. So push them in like that. There's the new clips all fitted. They are a bit crappery to be honest, but they do the job. It's attached, it's a bit of play there still, but it's not coming off. So yeah, cheap fix. And that's everything really now. Just refill the oil. The capacity for the oil is about 4.5 litres. So just make sure you torque everything up. And then add your oil slowly. Chuck in about 4 litres. After the 4 litres, take your time and just keep checking the level on the dipstick, which is here. And I'm about to show you on the video. Your level is just up to where my thumb is there. That's where you want it. Up to my thumb. Don't overfill it. In there. Oil up and just keep checking the dipstick. If you overfill it, you're going to need to drain some out. You don't want to be running the car with too much oil in it. So yeah, I just tied up on my mess, refit the wheel nuts as well, torque them to 150 if you want to do it properly, and that's it. I'll just refit all this now, refit everything properly, and that's it, full service. Well, that's everything done now and put back together. I filled the oil up and torqued everything up the way it should be. I will put the torque specifications down in the description. Right, the last part to all of it. You've got your oil reset. That's at 31%. Just press, how you get into that actually, press menu. You can use this to scroll. It goes on to unit 1. Scroll again, it goes on to the oil percentage. I had another 31% of oil life left, but I don't go off that. I change my oil about every 5,000 miles ish. Anyway, button at the end here, press and hold it. Keep it held. You'll hear a bleep and it resets it back to 100%. And that's it now, that's reset. Right, the next thing, because I've changed the fuel filter, you need to switch it off and switch it on. And you need to let it build up pressure with the fuel pump. You can hear it gurgling and making sounds. I don't know if you can hear that on the video, but I'll do it quite a few times and just pressurise the system again. It's the way that you bleed the air out the system. And you'll know if it's not bled enough because it either won't start or it'll start and it'll run lumpy. We'll try and start it now, see what happens. We'll see, it might just turn over a lot and not do anything. And then rev it up to about 2.5. Hold it there, just like a fast idle, for about 30 seconds, just to pull the fuel through. And that's it really. That'll be the full service done. If you've got any questions, just leave a comment below and I'll answer it. I'm pretty much active all the time on there, so I'll reply quite quick. And yeah, like and subscribe and there'll be plenty more videos coming. Thank you.